Well, hello, my name is Angel and welcome back to my channel. I am finally sitting down to film my book haul that I referenced back in my building my new bookshelf video. Let's dive right in. I have a lot of books to get through, and I also have a little clip of me shopping for some of these books because the majority of these books I purchased during Books A Million's book sale months ago now. I'm sorry for the long delay, but I'll still include those clips just so you can see me walking around with an armful of books. So here's the footage from that, and then we'll come back on and I'll give you the haul. I have tried to organize these by the books that I purchased at Books A Million during their sale, and then the other books that I've gotten other places, so let's see how good of a job I do. First, let's talk about Virginia Woolf. Ever since I read Mrs. Dalloway last year, I feel like I'm in a Virginia Woolf phase. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed Mrs. Dalloway. I definitely expected it to be a more difficult read than it is. So I purchased Orlando and A Room of One's Own, which I have read. I'm pretty sure I've read A Room of One's Own before. I know for a fact I haven't read any of Orlando. I love these covers so much. They're so beautiful for a paperback. They're not expensive like a special edition hardcover would be. They're $12 each, and these are vintage classics. I just love the little collage going on here, the colors, and the white, or is that like, it's more of a cream. It's just beautiful. So they'll look great on the shelves, and I'm interested in diving into these classics, especially Orlando. Those books I paid full price for, but if you've been in a Books A Million before, you'll know they have a clearance section that has really good discounted prices for books. The rest of these books, I believe, I got in the clearance section, so $10 and under. And the first is Whereabouts. I have read this before and I loved it. This is such an interesting book because Harry wrote it in Italian, I believe, which is not her first language, wrote it in Italian and then translated it into English. It has been years since I read this though, so let me fact check myself before I post this and then embarrass myself. Yeah, written in Italian and translated by the author. How interesting is that? I just remember this being one of those books where you read it at the perfect time. I was in a very transitional phase of life, and it just felt like the perfect read to pick up before bed and just see these little vignettes through life, and really like it. May not be for everyone, but I really wanted a copy, especially when I saw this in their clearance section. One that I was surprised to find was The Daughter of Dr. Moreau. I mean, this is a pretty recent release, and I have been interested in it just because I love anything to do with Dr. Moreau and those takes on it. And this one seems to be an interesting, fun take by Silvia Moreno Garcia, who I've heard nothing but great things about. I love this cover, how vibrant it is, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I love, love, love Margaret Rogerson's Sorcery of Thorns. So when I saw Vespertine on clearance, I had to pick it up. This is nothing to do with Sorcery of Thorns. It is its own story. It's a standalone, but I'm so excited just because I loved Rogerson's writing in Sorcery of Thorns. I also read the novella for that book and really loved that too. So I want to dive into this one. Also, An Enchantment of Ravens, I believe it's called. I actually had that on a TBR for some month last year and never got to it. So who knows which one I'll get to first, but I definitely will read this. This next book I haven't heard much about. So this one I purchased just because I read the synopsis and I said, hey, that sounds like me, and I bought it. So if you've read this one, please comment below and let me know what you thought, because I haven't seen this one really anywhere. And this is Sweet Black Waves by Cristina Perez. And my understanding of this one is it is a retelling of Tristan and Isolde. It says, this is the story of the legend's true heroine, Branwen. It is the first of a fantasy trilogy, a YA fantasy trilogy. With YA, I feel like you can get through it really fast, and I'm very fascinated. Anything to do with kingdoms, I love anything that's taking on a retelling of a romance and putting another character at the forefront of the story. So I'm interested in this one, especially because I haven't heard much about it. And once I read it, of course, I'll let you know my thoughts. Another one that I haven't heard much about, but it just sounds so good, is Tides of Mutiny by Rebecca Road. And this is a pirate book, a YA pirate book, and it's a James Patterson Presents book. So hopefully, you know, he or whoever, I'm guessing he picks them. I have no clue how that works actually. Picks good books. So very interested in this one. Supposed to have action, pirate lore, romance, not big, not too thick. I think this one is a standalone. I don't see anything just skimming over here that says it's a part of a series. So, I mean, I'll find out when I read it, but as of right now, I think this is also just a standalone, which is very exciting. Now, I don't read many crime or mystery books, but this book has just been at the back of my mind. I've seen some people review it, more the booktubers that I watch that read horror books, but I think I can handle this one. This is a YA book, and it's Looking for Smoke by K.A. Cobble. This is set on a Blackfeet reservation, and our main character's sister is missing. There is a murder, and our main character and a few other people, I believe, have to clear their name and also find out what's actually going on here. This sounds like a very heavy read, but I'm really interested and I want to read this book. I got 2 more books as a part of the Books A Million sale. I know, it's a lot. I got Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo. This is one that I've also had on my list for years. I don't know that I've seen it in person because I didn't realize it was this thick, but it's a Booker Prize winner, the Booker Prize 2019 winner, all about Black womanhood, and I have had this on my list for years, so I said, I'm going to go ahead and buy it because I still know after all this time I want to read it. So now I have a copy. And I have read some of Louise Erdrich's work in the past and loved it. And Love Medicine is a book that I've wanted on my shelf for a while. I have not read all of it. So I'm really looking forward to getting to this one. And now I have this beautiful copy. All right, so we are now moving on to books that I was either gifted or bought myself from different places as not a part of this huge sale. So as a part of Secret Santa, I was actually gifted 2 books, Cyrano and Cinnamon and Gunpowder. Now, I have read Cyrano before. I just didn't have a nice copy on my shelf, so I am super happy to add this one. I really love this story. It made me cry, and yeah, I like the film adaptations too, so excited to have that. And then Cinnamon and Gunpowder I have not read, but I'm so excited to read. This is a pirate story, and it is set in 1819. Our main character is a chef who is kidnapped by a beautiful yet ruthless pirate. The setup is that he'll be spared as long as he can conjure an exquisite meal every Sunday from the ship's meager supplies. What a fun setup. Can't wait to read this one. I went to New York. I went into a bookstore called Kinokuniya, I believe, books, and they have all kinds of Japanese books, manga. The whole second floor is manga in Japanese and in English. And I wanted to get a little book to remember the trip, so I got Days at the Murasaki Bookshop. It was interesting because a guy actually handed this to me. I don't know if he thought I was looking for it or if he was just heard me say out loud that I would like a little book to read and get from here to remember the trip. But he handed it to me and I was too embarrassed to put it back down, so I bought it. And I actually have heard of this book and do want to read it. So I think it'll be nothing spectacular, but a nice book when I sit at a cafe one day and I want something short to read. And that's exactly what I went into the store looking for. Now, if you've watched some of my videos from last year, you've heard of me talk about these books, and that's the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon by Beth Brower. I have been reading these on my e-reader, but I love these books so much that I got physical copies. I just love how they really do look like journals in the physical copies. They're just different colors, and I would love to have all of them physically, just because just like our main character, we all have our ups and downs, our seasons of life, and just really enjoyed following Emma. This definitely seems like a heavy read, but I wanted to read it, so I bought it. And also Cillian Murphy has mentioned this book a few times, and that is Grief is the Thing with Feathers by Max Porter. This is a tiny book. It's a novella, I believe, following a father who is following a grieving father, and it's published by Wolf Press. And I love a lot of books, poetry collections, a lot of things that Wolf Press has published. So I am sure that I'll love this. I just have to make sure I'm in the right mindset when I do pick it up. While I was browsing Barnes & Noble one day, I found Lead in the Mist, and this is one that has popped up quite often on Booktube now for me. It is a fantasy classic, rediscovered classic. I love those hidden gems, and I can't wait to read it. The cover is beautiful, and it's paperback, but this is like very thick, so really like that. It's rooted in English folklore, and I am very excited to read this. Finally, I got Sunburn by Chloe Michelle Haworth. This is an Irish novel. It is a sapphic book. It's following two girls in 1990s Ireland. I've heard excellent things about the writing in this book, the writing style. I love coming of age books. I love queer romances. I am wanting to read more Irish literature, so I also can't wait. I know I've said that about all of these, but I am being serious with my book selections. You know, I'm only buying books that I actually want to read, so I really do want to read this one. Can't wait to get to it. The cover, I believe this is the US cover. I could be wrong. I do like the cover. There we have it. That is my book haul. I hope you enjoyed. If you have read any of these books, please let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to chat with you. I'm excited to be back filming videos after a crazy start to the year. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you've had a good start to your year. If not, I hope things start looking up for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.